Hi, I'm James, and today on Spooks Tools I'll be restoring this old Mangle that I found dumped on the side of the road. It would originally have come with a cast iron base, but that is missing. It is totally rusted up. It's not going to be possible to get it working again. So what I'm going to do is brush it down with a steel brush and then do something fancy with the paintwork here, and also build a base for it. I found this nice 6x8 whatever size on a local tip, so we can make some sort of carpenter's bench to go on the base. Now we've come across our first fault while turning it over. The stay on the wheel turn has broken off, but I can see that it was already cracked. It's all rusted inside here. There's no problem to glue that back on. I notice the others are cracked here also. We have also some major damage by some woodworm. I'm going to assume that these are dead, so we can just fill those holes in. I was looking around for a name part on this device, but all I can find is a number M421. I thought that was the model, but there's another number over there, M681. So I think those are part numbers. It's obviously just a generic make. Above the initial holes where I was going to put bolts in to hold the wood on, I found another hole with a screw in which could aid in the holding of the bench. I've had a complete change of plan. I don't like the flimsiness of the stand and the shortness of it. I wouldn't have that in my garden. We're going to completely take it apart and put some substantial legs on it with that plank over there. Just 2 struts each side and a plank at the bottom. The plank won't be wasted. We could use it to just here. So we'll use the leftover plank to make some legs for the base. So we'll chop this in half, or rather saw. So now we can use the old crosspiece that we took out to pass it through both the legs and secure it to the base here. We've just got to make sure these legs are straight, so we'll put this bolt in first. Now we need a crosspiece to keep these feet steady, so we'll use this piece of bamboo, say about there. So we've got a crosspiece in there. We'll have to glue that in, and then we can put some feet on here. So to make some legs, we're just going to saw this plank in half and then place it with dowels like so to form some feet. So we've measured roughly where the leg's going to sit, and we can drill holes, 2 holes there for the dowels. So we have the holes here ready to go in the shaft, the dowels which we're going to glue into here like this. Well, there's the feet finished. We're certainly standing up. Now we can screw these original screws back in these holes here to give us a bit of stability. Okay, that's screwed in there. We didn't use the original screws, but don't tell anyone. I think it's awfully stable but looks rather silly. So what we're going to do is insert some sort of wedge here so it hides this edge, and also we might bevel the edge of these. So I've marked off with a compass here, and I'm going to saw off a rounded edge. So it's rounded off, we'll continue sanding down the outside. Now what I think we need is a shelf going here to hide these ugly bits here. So let's chop this board up. So I've added that shelf there. Add something to it, I think. I had to sand it down like it's like a cam shape. Now we just want some dowels to keep this in place. Now we may as well fill in all these gaps with a bit of wood filler mixed with coffee. Right, all the holes are filled in, so now we can sand that down and apply a varnish or polish. I've sanded and brushed off, and I've decided to stain the base with steel wool melted in vinegar for 24 hours. It'll come out slightly black. Kind of liking the contrast between the black legs and the white top. So we'll give it a second coating. And for the top, I think it deserves a paint of linseed oil. Right, that's all painted up. It looks very dark, but maybe it'll dry out and lighten. In the meantime, we can glue the broken piece from the turn wheel with some epoxy. I've let it dry, it's looking a lot lighter now. So we're going to cover it with some coconut oil. Well, there we go, one completed Mangle from the 1940s. A little bit darker than I would have liked, but in the right setting, that would be a nice architectural feature. Imagine it covered with ivy or clematis or whatnot. Maybe with a couple of planters at the bottom and the top with trailing petunias.
Now to fulfil EU Directive 463/9, lowering the population of Europe by inserting small children into the Mangle, what the device was intended for.
But I don't want to go in the Mangle. I'm far too important. Why don't you put yourself in?
Well, you don't have a personality and you're disposable, so let's get on.
Yes, fresh sweets from the child.